First thing I do the mic testing first. I do the mic testing. So I hope you guys can hear me. Should be loud and clear, right? Ugly hey. China number one. All right. Just wait for a while. I want to insert the paper. All right. I need to on a recording software. Okay, so yeah, should be good to go. All right, yeah, I know a lot of you actually having the BM paper tomorrow, so but I have so limited time, so definitely on Wednesday night I will do another paper for modern math. Yeah, just before your real exam. So yeah, so let's read some chat over here. Last time KDU was really helpful for math. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm your die-hard fans. All right, thank you. So you're handsome today. All right, thanks. So I think I saw you at my school today's SMK Mutiara. Maybe just someone look like me because I never go to any school today. Yeah, we will take BM for tomorrow. All right. Right. So yeah, I just reached home from another tuition. So okay. So let's begin. I hope there's nothing very important in the chat over there. So just do not want to waste your time. If we start early, then we can actually end the live streaming early, so we can go to study your Malay. All right. So all right. Let's begin. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so today we will discuss about the MRSM Modern Math Paper 2 2019. So yeah, so let's have a look on the questions together, and yeah, we can solve the questions together. Alright, so yeah, because previously actually I want to discuss about paper 1, but because a lot of you actually feedback like says like paper 1 actually is quite easy. One of the reasons because it's a multiple choice question. You can actually choose A, B, C, D even you do not know how to do. So at the end, I quite agree with you. So therefore, we actually discussed the paper 2 today. Alright, so first of it, this one actually asks you to state 3 inequality. When you see the keyword like state like this, basically you do not need to actually do any working. You just need to know how to read the equation. Alright, so the first one, this equation is called y equals to 6. Alright, and then this equation itself is called y equals to x. Alright, now let me just explain a little bit. Alright, so the first inequality, I will do y. Okay, so you can see the shaded region is from the 6 below, isn't it? So it should be less or equals to 6. This one is the first equation. Alright, and the second, these two equations, right? Depend how you want to actually do it. You can see actually he passing through the coordinate like 1, 1, and then he passing through coordinate 2, 2, passing through the coordinate 3, 3. You realize x coordinate and y coordinate is the same, isn't it? So this line actually we call y equals to x. Alright, and then you can see from the line y equals to x actually is above, isn't it? It's above, so is y is bigger or equals to 6. And realize I always use the equal signs at my inequality because it's not dotted line. If dotted line, you shouldn't have the equal over there. And then last one, is passing through this true coordinate. You do not know how to call this equation. This one basically is x plus y equals to 6. Alright, this equation basically is x plus y equals to 6. just in case some students do not know how to find this equation, basically you can form the gradient and you can solve one by one. So the gradient is negative y-intercept over x-intercept, isn't it? So it's negative y-intercept is 6, x-intercept will be 6, so it's negative 1. Then c is your 6, right? So y equals to negative x plus 6. So therefore, x plus y equals to 6. Alright, so yeah, if you understand, then it should be quite easy. So this one, I will say x plus y or y plus x, it doesn't matter. And then you can see it's bigger, isn't it? So it will be bigger than 6. Oops, yeah, this one is not. This one is x. Alright, so if you understand how to find the equation on the straight line, it shouldn't be too difficult for you. Yeah, you can do the y equals to mx+c and then you keep on trying and error. So yeah, I guess this is quite easy. So I'm going to skip to the next one. Alright, okay, the next one. A group of boys rent a futsal hall for 200. If n is the number of boys and the cost c to be shared equally among them is given by this equation. So you have an equation c equals to 200 over n. But first idea, I must give you some idea what is the meaning of c here. Let's say right now we want to rent a futsal hall together, we play football together, and let's say we have 10 students. So I want to know how much I need to pay for each of the students. How much do we need to pay for each of us? So therefore, let's say C, if I have 10 students, I mean 10 including me, so we have 10 here. So that means each of you actually just need to pay 20 ringgit. So C basically is a sharing cost. So you have to understand this. Alright, then we can do this. Alright, so if 10 more students join the group, so we have n students here. Now we add another 10 more students join the group, and each boy will pay 1 ringgit rest. So therefore, my C is the money each of the boy need to pay, and the boy need to pay 1 ringgit less, so I will minus 1. And then when 10 more boy actually join the group, isn't it? So previously I have n students, now I add another 10 more boys here. Alright, this is how I form the equation by understanding the sentence. Right, and then we have the C, right? C basically equals to 200 over n minus 1 equals to 200 over n plus 10. Alright, then you kind of need to solve this equation and find out what is n. Alright, the faster way of just solving this kind of equation is like, okay, I will just multiply the denominator because I want to make it do not have denominator. So I will multiply n plus 1 for every single one. 1, 2, 3. So if the first one 200 over n multiply this one, you can see like n and n I can simplify, right? Then I have 200 multiply n plus 1. Right, if n and n plus 1 multiply 1, I will just get n and n plus 1. No, it's not plus 1, it's plus 10 because the denominator is plus 10, right? So this is 10. Alright, so if the 200 over n plus 10, I multiply n and n plus 10. N plus 10, n plus 10 I can simplify, right? I left an n here, so it'll be 200n. Because this is the faster way, I can just use one step to actually eliminate my denominator. So you realize my fraction all don't have the denominator already. So then what I want to do is I kind of need to solve this equation. So this is 200n plus 2000 minus n squared minus 10, okay, minus 10n equals to 200n. Alright, so I will move everything to the other side, make here become 0, so I get n squared. Solve this thing, 200n minus 200n gone already, so I have plus 10n and then minus 2000. Alright, then I definitely know I need to factorize this one. 2000 will be, in order to get 10, will be 50 multiplied 40, I guess. So I want to get positive, negative. So n can be equals to negative 50 or n equals to 40. But because n is the number of the student at the very beginning, isn't it? So, and number of students is not possible that we will get negative. So we have to choose positive. So the negative one, I will just reject it because as people, so we must be always positive. Because the question asks us to find what? Calculate the original number of the boy in the group. So the original number of boy, basically they ask about n. So n is just 40. Yeah, so I hope this one, yeah, shouldn't be too hard for you. So can you post tonight videos in your channel later? Yes, definitely. Every time when I do the live streaming, I will actually post the video in my channels after that. So no need to worry. Yeah, this is a sort of the K-bar questions because this sentence itself actually is not so direct compared to other simultaneous type of questions. This one actually is a little bit indirect. So I hope you can understand. Teacher, tomorrow SPM, just wanna say we really appreciate what you do for us. Yeah, you're most welcome. I hope you can just like share my channel to more and more friends so that I can have more and more subscribers. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, number 3 here. Okay, we have I'm just so bad in reading the names here. I call this one Khadija. Alright, so Khadija went to a stationery store to buy a geometry set and a circular pencil. So she found that the price of the geometry set is 6 ringgit 10 cents more than the price of pencil. So that means the geometry set basically is like 6 ringgit more expensive than the pencil. Alright, so she decided to buy one geometry set and 5 pencil with total price of 10 ringgit 90 cents. Find the price of the geometry set and the pencil that she bought. So basically, depend you love X and Y, or you can use any letter to represent. So I will just let G to represent my geometry set, and then I will use P to represent my pencil. So therefore, first information is I can get from this sentence. The price of the geometry is 6 ringgit. Price of the geometric set is 6 ringgit more than the price of pencil. Second information will be this one. So basically we have two information here to form two equations. So geometry set will be 6 ringgit 10 cents more than price of the pencil. So you can see how I write it. I will write geometry set basically equals to 610 plus price of the pencil. Right, and then one geometry set plus 5 pencil will equals to 10 ringgit 90 cents. Alright, so therefore I will just solve this one by using the elimination method because I can see both also have 1g. So I bring this equation come down here. So 1g, I move the p to the other side, minus p equals to 6 ringgit 10 cents. And then I will do the minus here. So yep, I hope is it correct? Should be correct. Okay, so 5p minus, so we have 6p here, and then we solve this one, we should have the 4 ringgit 80 cents. So p should equals to 80 cents. Alright, if p equals to, p is a pencil, right? Its pencil is 80 cents. Then the geometry set will be 6 ringgit 10 cents plus 80 cents. So, yep, so the geometry set will be 6 ringgit 90 cents. Alright, so yeah, this is how we actually solve this kind of question to find the price for each of it. Basically, we're doing the simultaneous, and over here I use the elimination methods rather than the substitution methods. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Okay. Right, so we have a diagram 4 show the right prism PQRSTUVW with a horizontal rectangular base PQRS, trapezium PQVU is uniform cross section of the prism. Alright, so we have a diagram like this. SR is equals to 12. So S to R here will be 12 cm. And P to U will be 5 cm. Here will be 5 cm. And PX is ratio 1. XQ is ratio 3. So because the whole thing here is 12 cm, right? So we want to change according to ratio, we divide 4, right? Because total you have 4 ratio over here. So that 12 cm divided by 4, you get 3 for each ratio. So each over here, this is 3 cm. So this one will be 9 cm. So you can see actually 3 plus 9 equals to 12, right? So this is how I quickly do this. Alright, and then they ask you to find the angle between PVS and the vertical plane RQVW. So, okay, so basically we want to find this plane and the plane at the back here and this plane here. Let me just do some coloring here. So yeah, so right now we want to find the shaded region and the plane at the back here. So okay, one of the easiest way to see is okay, for this chapter, right, we're trying to avoid the diagonal is cross to the opposite side one. You can see this is a V, and then V actually cross to the opposite to the S, right? So we try to avoid this kind of line unless your orthogonal projection, meaning your shadow actually is look like that. But most of the time, if you want to find the angle, we will try to avoid the diagonal is from one direction actually. I mean one point cross to the opposite point. So we try to avoid those lines. So therefore, definitely I already know the angle is PV and Q because we want the shaded plane and the yellow color plane here. But what another way sometimes I teach my students is like this. You make the shaded region become a rectangle. Then it's a lot easier for a lot of students to see. So actually because actually the shaded region should be a rectangle like that. But actually this rectangle they cut half and make it become a triangle. So if the shaded region is a rectangle, the shaded region actually will look like this. Do you see that? So if you see the shaded region actually like that, right? So you should be quite easy to understand. Quite easy to understand. I'm trying to take some example. Yeah. So over here you have something like this, right? Let's say this is a yellow color plane, and then you have something like this. So you definitely know the angle is basically at the middle, right? The angle should be at the middle here. Right, I hope you can see. If you cannot see, actually it's quite hard. So therefore, you can choose this angle V, I mean PVQ, or you can choose the angle at the back here if you want, which is the SWR. So both also will give you the same answer, SWR, or you can choose the angle PVQ. Okay, because this is the angle between them. Alright, so if you can see it, then I will just draw out the triangle to show you. This is V, this is P, this is Q. From P to Q, we know this is 12 is easy. But then we do not have a P to Q we have, but we do not have V to Q. So therefore, we kind of need to solve this right angle triangle. So we'll do the Pythagoras. This is 5, 3, so this one will be 4, right? So the height will be just 4. Doing the Pythagoras, 5 square minus 3 square. So therefore, in order to find this angle, I will just do the tangent theta will equals to 12 over 4. Then the theta will just shift tangent. 12 over 4 will be 3, right? 3. And then I should be able to get my angle quite easily. So the angle should be 71.57 degree. Alright, so yep, this is how we actually do this kind of questions. And definitely I would want to say hi to Elvin, because he always come to my live streaming to help me to monitor my live chat. Yeah, so okay, so let's move on to the next one. how to identify the angle. Alright, so there's few way you can do. Okay, in this case, if let's say you're not able to see it, in this case, because this kind of example, this kind of method we can't use in all the example. I believe if you buy the reference book, your reference book definitely teach you some methods, right? SQ, SQVW and PVS. So first thing is you just cancel. Can we use the cancel methods? No, in this case you can't. You can't use that methods. Yeah, you kind of need to see yourself because some reference book they teach a method. Okay, you can cancel two letter which is the same one, and then you left one, then you copy down. Okay, but in this case you don't have two letters, it's the same one. So yeah, you kind of need to learn how to see the angle. Alright, so let's move on to number 5. Okay, we have a composite solid. Basically, this solid is combined by a cylinder and a prism. Alright, so on the top it doesn't give us many information, so I will just scroll down. So okay, what we want to understand is, okay, because of this prism over here, this is 90 degree, right? That means here will be 270 degree. So because here is 90 degree, you should understand the angle between here actually is a 90 degree. Yeah, actually it's a 90 degree over here. So therefore this one will be 270. If you know how to find the area of cylinder, I say many times, area of cylinder basically is a circle, and then you multiply the length of it. So yeah, we need to find this area of circle first. And you have the formula for it, right? Theta over 360 multiply 2 pi r, right? Yeah, 2 pi r. Oh, sorry, I mean pi r square because this is area, pi r square. Alright, so my theta over here is 270 degree over 360 multiply pi is 22 over 7, and my r will be 7 square. Alright, and then I want to find the whole cylinder. I need to multiply the height of it. The height is just 2x. Alright, and then I have another prism. So I will plus, the prism over here is, okay, you need to find the area of trapezium, and then you multiply the length of it, isn't it? So, okay, area of trapezium will be 1 over 2. A plus B, this is your A, right? This is your B, right? So your A is basically, you will be same with the 7 here, isn't it? So it will be 7 plus 13. Multiply the height of here. Because the question actually tell you QA equals to AB. So is the midpoint is the A here. So midpoint A here. So this one is just X. Because X and X, isn't it? So the height will be X. Alright, after we find the area of trapezium, we need to multiply the length in order to get the prism. So the whole thing, I will multiply this length over here is 7. So now I have both cylinder and prism, both plus together should equals to 3311. Alright, this is how we actually do this kind of question. I would say this combined solid actually is quite hard compared to other combined solid over here. Alright, so therefore this one is simplified. This is 3 over 4 divided by 90. 7 and 7 I cut. Alright, so let's do it using some calculator here. Okay, we have 3 times 22 times 7 times 2, and then we divide it by 4. So we have 231x for the cylinder, plus this one is 20, I cut, this is 10, 70x equals to 3311. And definitely you know this one, we need to find the x, right? 301x equals to 3311. X will equals to 3311 divided by 301, isn't it? So yeah, 3311 divide 301. So yeah, your x is basically is 11 centimeter. Alright, this kind of question you kind of need to able to understand some part, some formula. So volume of the cylinder is basically pi r square h. Alright, and then yeah, area of the trapezium is half a plus b multiply height. Okay, this is just some of the formula you need to use. Alright, so okay, so therefore I will just move on. Which state is this? Yeah, this is the MRSM paper 2. Alright, so the diagram 6 actually show the line AB, AC, CD drawn on the Cartesian plan. So straight line AC is parallel to the y-axis. Alright, so AB is parallel to CD. Alright, the equation of the straight line CD is 1 over 3y equals to x plus 2. Alright, state the equation of AC. So if any line is parallel to y-axis, it's very easy. Let's say this one, they pass by 3 on the x here. This line called x equals to 3. As long as this line is parallel to the y-axis. You get it? So basically, we just pay attention as the x value. So this line AC here, the x value is -4. So the equation is just called x equals to -4. If you not believe me, yeah, you can just try to give yourself some coordinate. Let's say this coordinate will be -4, 1. This coordinate will be -4, 2. This coordinate will be -4, 3, and so on. So you see they will share one value in the common, which is -4. So all of them have -4. So this line we call x equals to -4. Alright, find the equation of AB. So first thing is I must know the gradient. So because this equation itself is not in the gradient form, so I need to move the 3 to the other side, 3x plus 6. Alright, now I know the gradient, which is 3. So this line over here, because they are parallel, so they have the same gradient. So if this line gradient equals to 3, this one, the gradient must be 3 also. So I will just form the equation y equals to 3x plus c. Then I sub in the coordinate a here to find my c value. And I cannot simply choose any coordinate. I will need to choose the coordinate the line actually will passing through. Because I find the equation AB, right? So I can either choose coordinate A or B or any coordinate on the line AB. So yeah, in this case I choose A. So it's A equals to 3, -4 plus C. So C basically equals to 20. 12, right, plus 12. So therefore equation of AB is equals to y equals to 3x plus 20. I done A, I done B. Alright, let's do C. Find the x-intercept of AB. I said x-intercept means y equals to 0. Y-intercept means x equals to 0. Always remember that. So I want to make y equals to 0 here. To do the C here, 3x plus 20. So 3x equals to -20. X equals to -20 over 3. This is how you get the x-intercept. You make y 0. Okay? So, yep. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so find the parameter of the shaded region, find the area of the shaded region. Alright, so basically now we have a shaded region like this. We need to kind of find the parameter and find the area of it. So okay, let's find this one first. And then we can multiply 2 because both of these is the same, right? So therefore, this one is 21 is the diameter of it. So half of it radius will be 10.5, isn't it? Just do 21 divided by 2. So okay, so I will say okay, 10.5. Okay, because the parameter, so you can see half plus half actually will equals to one circle, right? Half here and then half on the other side. So you plus together, it will become one circle. So I will do 2 pi r. I will do 2. Now parameter first. 2 pi r 10.5. Alright, now I solve these two already. Alright, then I will need to plus another line, which is I want to plus this one. Plus this one. And you realize they are the same circle, right? Radius is 21, and then half plus half will equals to one circle. So if you are able to see that, so I will just plus another 2 pi r. 2 pi, r is 21. Alright, then I get my parameter quite easy because you know half and half you can plus together, isn't it? So, alright, so yeah, I will use the calculator for this maybe. 2 multiply 22 over 7 multiply 10.5. So this one is 66 plus, yeah, this one can get 3, right? 44 times 3. 132. So will be 198 cm meter. Alright, then I want to find the shaded region of this shell. Basically, you should be able to understand. I just take the, because these two circle these two semicircle I can join together become one circle, big one, and I minus the small circle at the middle. So because if I join them together, I will get something like this, and then you have a line at the middle, right? J to M. And then this half of it and half of it, actually I can join them together somehow to become like this, isn't it? So yeah, the outside here is basically is my shaded region. So if you're able to see that, then I can straight away find my shaded region, area of shaded region. I will just say the whole circle will be pi r square minus pi r square, because one big circle minus a small circle, and they should be able to get the answer easily. So I will just type everything together, save some time here. So yep, so I should get the area is 5 meter square. Alright, so I hope my answer is correct. If anyone know my answer is wrong, yeah, please let me know. Yep, so this is how we actually do this kind of question. Yeah, we can save some time. Of course, you can just do a semicircle and then you minus the small semicircle and then the answer you multiply 2. Yeah, you can do that also. Yeah, actually can help you do faster as well. Alright, next one. Okay, state whether the following statement is true or not. So prime number intersect the even number equals to empty set. So empty set means they doesn't intersect at all. Right, this is called empty set. That means prime number and even number, they will never intersect. But is it true? Not true, right? Because we know prime number always start at 2. So therefore, even number also got 2, right? So at least prime number and even number, they do intersect one number, which is 2. So therefore, I will say false. Alright, B. It asks you to write down two implications based on the following compound statement. So you can see if and only if, right? So if and only if, basically what we need to do is we will say if the circumference of the circle is 10 pi, then the radius is 5 cm. Alright, then this is a statement 1, right? Statement 2, you will say if the radius is 5, then the circumference of the circle is 10 pi. Basically, you just take this statement and then you flip a little bit and then use the if and then. Okay, this is how actually you get the, I guess it's 2 mark maybe. Okay, given the sum of the first n term, Sn, is actually 3n squared minus 2n. Make one conclusion by deductions for the sum of the first 10 term of the sequence. So, yeah, they asked about sum of the first 10 term, right? So, S10 equals to 300 minus 210. So, it is 280. So, I will say sum of the first 10 term will give us 280. Yeah, this is my deduction. Alright, so don't forget Earth as a sphere. Yeah, in this paper, I think I will discuss the Earth, but I will skip the drawing part. Yeah, you want to draw from X dimension, from Y dimension. Yeah, I think I will skip that one. Okay, number 9 here. Okay, when the question says G have no inverse. G have no inverse means what? We know inverse matrix is basically 1 over AD minus BC, and this is DA negative B negative C. So in order to make the inverse matrix have no inverse, so what we want to do is we make our denominator equals 0. Why? Because if you take out your calculator, you're trying to do 1 divided by 0, you get math error. So if you get math error, it means the inverse matrix doesn't exist. So therefore, whenever you see this keyword have no inverse, it means b squared minus 4, it means AD minus BC equals to 0. Alright, this is a super important keyword. Alright, have no inverse. So what I want to do here is 2 mark, I will do A multiply D. By the way, this is A, B, C, D, just in case some students do not know. So it's M minus 6 equals 0. So M equals to 6. Alright. So, yep, for question B here. So, Index Saudi supply mango to the stock A and stock B. So, the type of the mango that he supplied are Mas Hitam and Chok Kanan. Table 9 show the mass of the mango supply to store A and store B. Alright, so the total payment received by Index Saudi from the store A and store B are 304 ringgit and 50 cent and 285 ringgit and 50 cent respectively. By using the matrix methods, calculate the price of each type of mango. So because this is the same type of mango, so I will assume the price is the same. X and X. This is Y and Y. So in order to do that, right, so what I'm doing is I write down the kg first, like how many kg of mango they have. Alright, so then I will do X and Y like this, because this is 2 times 2 matrix, right? And then this is 2 times 1 matrix. If I write like this, basically I can multiply them. But then I want to make sure when I multiply them, they actually multiply in the right position. So you should know, in metric we multiply always is horizontal multiply vertical, isn't it? So when we multiply that time, the 15 going to multiply X, and the 60 going to multiply Y. This is what exactly I want, because I want 15 multiply X and 60 multiply Y. Then I do for the bottom one, 25 is multiply X and 40 is multiply Y. So this is exactly what we want. So we know this metric is correct. So we kind of need to solve this one. Will equals to mango type X basically will give us 304. I mean store A will give us this money. This one actually will give us another one. Alright, so they asked us to use a metric to solve this one. So actually we cannot multiply them. I just check when we multiply them, we actually will get this one. So because you want to find x, y, so you kind of no choice, but you need to do the inverse metric here. So inverse metric here is 1 over AD is 15 multiply 40, it will be 600. Minus this one 60 multiplied 25 should be 1500, right? 1500. Alright, then these two is swap place, these two we add negative. Alright, and then multiply with this number 5285.5. Alright, then kind of need to solve this one. It's a bit boring, I understand. So yeah, let me just do quickly by doing the calculator. So 40 multiply 304.5 minus 60 multiply 285.5. So we have negative 4950, and negative 25 multiply 204.5 plus 15 multiply 285.5. Alright, this one is negative 3330. So I will divide negative 900. So this one, at the bottom we get 3 ringgit 70 cent. 4950 divide 900, and then I will get 5 ringgit 50 cent. Alright, this is X and Y. So therefore, we know the mango for mas hitam is 5 ringgit 50 cent, and mango for chok kanan is basically 3 ringgit 70 cent. Alright, so this is how we actually solve it. We kind of need to use the inverse metric in this case. So thanks sir for doing modern math. You are most welcome. Alright, so next one. Let me drink some water. Okay. The diagram 10.1 actually show the distance time graph of the particle A, and diagram 10.2 and show the speed time graph of the particle B for the period of 60 seconds. So, alright, so what we want to do over here is state the duration for which the particle B move in a uniform speed. We know uniform speed basically constant speed. So constant speed, that means you will find a line is parallel to the x-axis one. So particle B is this one, A is this one, isn't it? So constant speed is basically over here. So this is the duration. So time is just equals to 16 seconds. It's very easy. And then find the speed of the particle A in a 60 seconds. So speed, basically we will use the change of y. Basically use the distance divided by time. Use the distance divided by time. So therefore, the speed is equals to distance 310, basically 410 minus 100 divided by time, which is 60 seconds. So this is how we get the speed here. So the speed is 5.17 meter per second. Alright, calculate the value of the V if the total distance traveled by the particle B is twice the distance traveled by the particle A. So you must be very careful because one of it is basically distance time graph, the other one is a speed time graph. So for the distance time graph, the total distance traveled is very easy. It's from 100 to 410. So the total distance here, let me write here, total distance for A here is just 310 meter. 410 minus 100. That's all. Alright, but for speed time graph, in order to get the distance, it will be the area. Because speed time graph, the area actually means the distance. So therefore, I kind of need to find this area. So I think I will use the trapezium plus the rectangle. Okay, let's do about the rectangle first. Because this rectangle actually quite easy, right? 60 times V. So I will call it 60V. This is the rectangle at the bottom. Alright, and then we have a trapezium. So I will plus, the trapezium over here is 1 over 2. A over here is 16. B over here is 60. So 16 plus 60, so it will be 76. Multiply the height. So how are we going to call this height? It's very crucial. So just imagine if I change the V to 4, how are you going to find the distance? You use 14 minus 4, isn't it? To get a 10. So therefore, if this is V, then we will just say it's 14 minus V. Alright, this is how we actually get the distance in the speed time graph, which is particle B. So, but this question say what? Total distance traveled by the particle B is twice the total distance traveled by the particle A. That means this distance over here is double of this distance over here. It's twice, right? So therefore, I kind of need to solve this equation. So yeah, I will just solve this equation here maybe. So 2 multiply 310 is 620. So will equals to this one, right? So I will do this one by 60V. This one I simplify is 38. Alright, plus 38 multiply 14, 532 minus 38V. Alright, so I will kind of need to solve this equation. So I will say this is 22V, and then 620 minus 532 is 88. So my V value will be 4. Alright, because just now the 4 is I just simply tempa one. Alright, so yeah, this is how actually we get the V, because the question said it's twice the distance. So this is how we actually solve this kind of questions. Any question there? Alright, the chat room today is very peaceful, so it's a good thing for me. Then I can move on to the next one. Alright, so we have the table 11.1 actually show 4 types of the pizza topping and 3 types of the sauce, the sauces listed in the menu served by a pizza truck. Alright, so you can choose the topping: chicken, beef, or seafood and vegetable. And again, you can choose which sauce you want. Either you want sambal, you want BBQ sauce, or you want a cheese sauce. Alright, a customer can randomly choose one type of the topping and one type of the sauce while ordering the pizza. By using the codes to represent the topping and the sauce completes the possible options customer would probably choose in the table 11.2. So we have a table here. So the question actually asks us to complete this table, and then it's basically very easy. It's something like coordinate only. So you can see how to get T1 basically because here is T1. How to get S3 because this one is S3. So therefore, this table even gives you an example, and it write until so nice for you. So basically you follow the example. So this is T1, S1. So this is T2, S1. So this is T3, S1. T4, S1. Alright, then we do the same thing. T1, S2, T2, S2, T3, T4, S2. So this is T2, S3. Okay. And then this is T3, S3. This is T4, S4. Yeah, actually the number I should write bigger a bit. Yeah, I thought it's something like base number. Alright, so at least here that tell you what? They tell you the sample space. Number of sample space is 4 times 3 equals to 12. Alright, this is the sample space you have. So, yep, we done already. Part A, 2 mark. By list out the possible outcome of the event, find the probability that the seafood topping is chosen. So you want to know how many seafood topping. So seafood basically is what? Seafood over here is T3. So I want to find the T3 combination here. So we have 3 of them. So the question asks us to list, right? So I say B1. So we want to list topping one. So I will just list. We have T3, S1, comma, T3, S2, comma, and then T3, S3. Alright, then I close the bracket. Alright, then so therefore number of topping is basically, or number of T3 is basically 3. So you want to get the probability of getting T3, right, which is the seafood topping. So basically is 3 over 12, and which is 1 over 4. Alright, this is how we actually solve this kind of question. Alright, then over here, this one they say a chicken topping and or a BBQ sauce. So over here, the very important keyword is or. Or that means I just need to have one of it or both of it. Both also I need to include. So what is the chicken topping first is T1. Alright, I must have a T1. Sauce, BBQ sauce will be S2. Alright, so I want to find T1 or S2. So I want T1 or S2. So over here, I will just use the empty space here. So I want to find I need to list out T1 or S2 first. So yeah, so everything have T1, I need to write down T1, S1, comma, T1, S2, comma, T1. I just find out this part actually is a little bit annoying, but you kind of no choice. You kind of need to list out everything. And then I want to list out everything of S2 here. So the first one I already list out, then I will do T2, S2. Basically numbers you write bigger. Alright, and then T3, S2. And then T4, S2. Alright, so number of T1 or S2, we should have 6, right? yeah, we should have 6 here. So probability of T1 or S2. So, oops. So what we have here is 6 over sample space. So which is 1 over 2. Right, this is how we actually solve this kind of annoying probability questions. Alright, so let's move on to the next question. Alright, I try to skip this question. Yeah, the graph part actually is quite easy. I assume a lot of you know how to draw the graph and plot it. So I'm not going to do this question, but I will teach you about the part D. Because part D will always ask you to draw a straight line by yourself, right? So I kind of need to copy down this equation given 3x cubed minus 4x plus 3. So y equals to 3x cubed minus 4x plus 3. Alright, because part D over here, they ask you to draw a suitable straight line to find the value of x to satisfy it. And then you see this equation. What is the first information you should realize is this equation doesn't have y. Because in order to draw any line, you must have x and y because you have x-axis and y-axis. But if this equation doesn't have y, it's not possible you draw this equation into the graph paper. So therefore, what we need to do is we need to insert the y into the equation. And we have a y. What is our y? Our y over here is basically a 3x cubed minus 4x plus 3. So I must have the y here. So what I will do first is I have this equation, right? So I must have the 3x cubed. This is the first thing. So I will multiply 3 for whole equation. I will multiply 3 here. I will multiply 3 here. So I have 3x cubed equals to 9x minus 6. And then 3x cubed is not y. My y is 3x cubed minus 4x plus 3, right? So what I will do is, this is 3x cubed, right? I will add the same thing for both sides. Minus 4x plus 3. Minus 4x plus 3. Now, do I have my y here? Yes, right, this is my y. So this is y because I already know my y equals to 3x cubed minus 4x plus 3. Then this one over here, I will solve it. I get 5x minus 3. So this one will be a straight line. But how are you going to draw this straight line in your graph paper? You're going to draw a table by yourself. Give yourself x and y value. Normally, my x value, I will follow the range given. They say from negative 1.5 to 1.5. Normally, I will do negative 1.5, 0, 1.5. And then I will type my calculator to get my y value. Example, this one is negative 7.5 minus 3, negative 10.5. This one is negative 3. This one is 7.5 minus 3. I got 4.5. Alright, then you just plot this coordinate into your graph paper and you draw it. Then you should be able to get the answer. Yeah, I understand some of you, maybe you use a subtraction method in school. Yeah, you can use back the subtraction method. Yeah, because I always use a substitution. Alright, so since you asked about subtraction method, so I will teach you that as well. Alternative methods. Okay, if you want to do the subtraction methods, right, definitely you still need to multiply the 3. Alright, we have an equation y equals to 3x cubed minus 4x plus 3. And this equation over here, I will just rearrange to arrange at the bottom here. So I will say this one is x cubed minus 3x plus 2. Alright, I want to eliminate x cubed in order to get straight line because you should know straight line is basically x power 1. So this equation here, I will just multiply 3. So therefore, I will have 0 equals to 3x cubed minus 9x plus 6. Alright, then I will just cancel out this one because I do not want it disturb me. Of course, in the exam, you don't need to cancel. You just need to say something like, okay, 1 minus 2. So equation 1 minus equation 2. So y minus 0 is y. 3x cubed minus 3x cubed gone. And then this one, negative 4x minus negative 9x will give you positive 5x. 3 minus 6, negative 3. yeah, you still will get the same equation here. Just depend which method you like. I guess both methods is okay. All right, and yes, you are right. It's negative 10.5. Yeah, thanks for the mathematics YT. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, transformation. Yeah, I kind of hate transformation. Okay, let's do it. Okay, T is a translation 5K. And R is a reflection on the line y equals to x. Just in case some students do not know how y equals to x will look like. Y equals to x basically is actually you will cut the x-axis and y-axis into 45 degrees, something like that. This line we call y equals to negative x. So what's so special about this coordinate is the coordinate you touch will be one positive, one negative. Example, let's say this one, if I touch the 2, negative 2 and positive 2. So this coordinate, let's say, is negative 5 and 5. You can, even this coordinate maybe is 3 and negative 3. So you can see my coordinate I will pass by when you draw, because you need to draw this line by yourself, will be one positive and one negative. This line is called y equals to negative x. So the point N is the image of the point Z under the transformation of T2. Find the value of K. T2, T square here basically means double T, right? That means they need to do the translation 2 times. So when you do the first time is 5K. Do the second time is plus another 5K. So therefore you plus, you will get 10 2K. Alright, so it's 10 2K over here. So I need to find where is my N, because N will be image of Z. So this is my Z here. I will go to N. Where's my N? Where's my N? Where do you hide the N? Okay, N will be here. So, okay, so N will be the, is it K or not K? It's Z, it's a coordinate Z. So, okay, so right now, just now we know 10 2K, right? I need to do the T square here. So 10, that means I will move 10 unit this side. So, okay, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just nice. Going down, how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4. I know going down, the 2K should equals to negative 4. We are going up, the 2K will be positive. Going down, the 2K will be negative. So K is negative 2. Alright, so quite easy. Alright, hence, state the coordinate of the image of negative 6, 3 by combinations of the by combined transformation of TR. Very important here is for TR, you need to know which transformation you need to do first. So basically we need to do R first, then only we do T. Alright, because a lot of students will do T first, then only do R, then you got wrong. So we always need to do R first. That means I want the reflection on the line x equals to y equals to negative x, and then I will do the translation 5 negative 2. Okay, so let's do it. Negative 6 3. Where's my negative 6 and 3? Alright, negative 6 will be somewhere here. Negative 6 3, which is this coordinate here. Alright, this coordinate I will need to have a reflection on the line y equals to x. Okay, y equals to, let me draw that line R. Alright, they will no need to pass by negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Yeah, this is the line. Of course, in the exam, you use the ruler to draw this line. Alright, so let me just draw on it. Okay, draw nicely in the exam. Make sure you pass by the correct coordinate. Alright, so therefore, I need to do a reflection here, isn't it? So, yeah, it's over here. This is the first thing. I do the reflection from negative 6 3. It will become negative 3 6. So, for reflection on the line y equals to x and y equals to negative x, you can always see the coordinate, like it will actually like swap the place. Because this is negative 6 3, right? So you see, after a reflection, I actually get the negative 3 6. So they have a relationship in their numbers. So when you do a reflection, you can always check the answer. Okay, then I need to do a translation T, which is 5 negative 2. I need to perform 5 negative 2 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going down to unit 1, 2. So this is my coordinate. This coordinate I will call it 2, 4. So therefore, I should have a coordinate of 2, 4 here. Alright, so okay, then we're done. So pentagon KLMNP is the image of the pentagons of ABCDE under the combined transformation of VU. Like what I say, VU we perform U first, then only we perform V. Yeah? So 1, 2. Alright, so okay, where is KLMNP? Okay, KLMNP, I believe is this big one. Yeah, this one is the image of this one, small one, ABCDE. Alright, so under two transformation, U and V. So definitely you know I will do the U first. So obviously you know U basically, if you do not know how to do, you guess, at least you know U is a rotation, right? They must rotate first, and then V must be the enlargement. This one is, I haven't started to do any detail here, because you can see actually from A, B, C, D, E, they rotate until this one, right? F, G, H, J, I, J, Q. So they do a rotation first, and then they will do enlargement. Alright, as long as you write rotation, enlargement, you have 1 mark for each. Alright, so rotation you have another 2 more mark is by giving the direction and the center point. So then I need to think further a little bit. This one should rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. So obviously it's anti-clockwise. If you see carefully, it's obviously is anti-clockwise. If clockwise already, then this one is face this direction, right? So this is wrong. So must be to the anti-clockwise. And then if you want to guess the angle, always guess 90 degree or 180 degree. You don't guess something like 60 degree. Alright. So I will say rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise at the center. Alright, center is a tough one. But at least you write 90 degree and rotation, you already got 2 marks. Maybe you cannot guess the center, you only lost 1 mark, but at least you got 2 marks rather than you leave the whole question blank, right? So, okay, how to get the center point? Oh, yeah, I hate this part also because I need to draw. Okay, so let's, never mind, use back the red will be good. Okay, so in order to draw, right, basically, you need to find the similar point of the two objects here. Definitely, if you see carefully, you should know G is the image of B. Yeah, after you rotate, right? After you rotate the things, G actually is the image of B. So what you need to do is you need to connect the image to the object, and then you need to draw a perpendicular bisector line, which is something like this, perpendicular bisector line. So your center point will at this line. This one we call perpendicular bisector line. Okay, must cut it into half. We call perpendicular bisector line. You need to do this line 2 times and find the intersection. That one will be your center point. Right. Of course, if you have campers or you have a protractor and all that, yeah, you measure 90 degree, you draw, you always can get very accurate one. But right now, actually, like use drawing with bare hands, so it's a little bit challenging, but I will try to do another one. Okay, so I do another one. So I have this line ready. Now I will do C to H, because obviously C to H is the same coordinate, isn't it? Alright, I want to draw the perpendicular bisector line. That means you need to cut like, oops. So this is 2 unit, right? So it should be something like this, I guess. Yeah, perpendicular bisector line. So you can see both actually intersect over here, isn't it? Because here must be 90 degree, and actually it have to be bisector. This is another perpendicular bisector line. So yeah, so therefore the center should be 6, 5. I hope it's correct. If you have the compass, you actually can use the compass to do. Alright, so okay, Then the next thing is we do enlargement. Okay, enlargement is quite simple. You just use the ruler connects the image and object, then you should be able to find the intersection point. Okay, let me insert some line here. How do I draw the line here? I should be able to do that, right? Alright, so I will just draw this one to the here. Yeah, okay. And then this, okay, I kind of need to make this one longer a little bit. Okay, then I will draw another one. I just connect the point to the point here. Let's say I connect P to J. You can choose any 2 points you like, it doesn't matter. Oh, shit. Okay, P to J. Alright. Yeah, you can see quite obvious the line, right? Yeah, actually this one is a little bit off. But yeah, I guess that one will be the center point, if not mistaken. Even though you draw this line, will pass by that one also. Yup, so therefore, enlargement with the skew factor. You need to write the skew factor, definitely. Skew factor is very easy to calculate. You will, in order to get a skew factor, you will use the image over object. This one is the length, not for area, for the length. Alright, so you can just calculate any length you want. Let's say I calculate this one 3, 6, 9. This is 3, right? So it's 9 over 3. Skew factor will be 3. Skew factor 3 at the center. We just got the center, which is 3, 5. Alright, this is how we actually find the center of the enlargement point. Alright, so okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so if given that the area of the pentagons ABCDE is 21, and the ratio of the area FGHQ and HIJQ is 2:1. Okay. So basically, this question say the whole ABCD, this is 21 meter square, is it? Is it meter? Yeah, meter square. Oops. Alright, so meter square, it doesn't matter. And then this one, this pentagon here, actually they do a ratio 2 here and ratio 1 for this part. So you have 3 ratio here for area, isn't it? So what I will doing here is, yeah, I need to find out what is 1 ratio. I divided by 3. So each ratio basically is 7 meters square. So therefore, 2 here, I know this is 14 and this is 7. Alright, then want the area of the shaded region. So what I want to do here is I need to find the big one. Alright, so we have a formula for it, right? So the area of image will equals to skew factor square multiply area of object. Alright, so therefore I will do k square, which is 3. My skew factor is 3, right? 3 square, my object is 21. Alright, so 3 square, which is 9 times 21. The whole thing is 189. But I need to minus a 7, isn't it? So therefore, my shaded region here. Okay, let me just erase this one to do my shaded region. So my area of shaded region equals to 189. I need to minus a 7. I need to plus 14. Alright, minus 7 plus 14. And then it's 196 meters square at the total. Alright, so this kind of question, you must do it carefully. And then, yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, so statistic. Alright, I won't, maybe I will not draw this, but I will teach you some of the questions here. Yeah, you need to complete the table. Okay, later we'll complete the table. Okay, then we need to estimate the mean. So you should know the means, how to find the mean. Mean basically will be sum of fx over sum of f, isn't it? Okay, f will be a frequency. You already have a frequency. X will be the midpoint, or they call mid interval. So I will kind of, because I have f here, but I do not have the x, so I kind of need to form the table by myself. Yeah, actually you have the table below later. So x value is just 45 plus 49 divided by 2. Mean the value between them, it should be 47. Yeah, this one is 47. So this one will be 52. This one is 47, 57, 62. And then you can see 67, 72. Keep on plus 5 for each of it. Alright, then I want to find the mean. It's sum of fx, that means just plus together. So yeah, 3 multiply 47 plus, yeah, maybe we use fx. 3 multiply 47 plus 7 multiply 52 plus 13 multiply 57 plus 62, 11 multiply 62 plus 5 multiply 67 plus 1 multiply 72 divided by the total frequency, which is 40. Alright, then this one you can easily type in your calculator, you will get your means. Alright, so let's complete the table. Okay, this is a midpoint I find just now. Keep on plus 5 only. Shouldn't be too difficult here. Alright, then, but how to find this one basically is the lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Alright, just both of this limit plus together divided by 2. Alright, upper boundary is this number plus this number divided by 2, which is the lower limit of the next class next class plus the upper limit of the previous class divided by 2. Or some students just use to plus 0.5. Yeah, you can do that also. So quite easy. 49.5, 54.5, 59.5, 64.5, 69.5, 74.5. And then cumulative frequency basically is just cumulate them. So first one, it starts at 0, then 0 plus 3, then 3 plus 7, then 10 plus 13, then 23 plus 11, then this one plus 5, then this one plus 1. This is how you actually get your cumulative frequency. And I see cumulative frequency, most of the time I will need to draw ogive, or they call ogive. Alright, so therefore, yeah, they say over here, use your graph paper, blah 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 blah. So use your graph paper, provide 2 cm to 5 km on horizontal, exit 2 cm to 5 car on the vertical. Yeah, draw or give for the data. So, and then you need to do interquartile range. Okay, so I will teach you both. So in order to draw the or give over here, here must be the upper boundary. Alright, and then here must be cumulative frequency. And you already have both in your table here. So therefore, and then you must always make sure it start from 0. But this examiner is like so kind, he already add this class by for you. If not start from 0, you kind of need to add one more class by yourself. But this one they add for you. So you will start at the 44.5. So 44.5, and then they say the range here must be 5, right? So it's 49.5 and 54.5 and so on. So later you will plot it, and then you will get something like this. And the maximum here will be 40, and then the last class here will be 74.5. Alright, you just plot yourself, you kind of will get something like this. And then the question asks you to state the interquartile range. Okay, this is what I want to say. Interquartile range basically is the third quartile minus first quartile. So how to know the third quartile? You depend on your total frequency. So the total frequency over here is 40. So your third quartile is 3 over 4 multiply n. Alright, so it's 3 over 4 multiply 40. Then you will get 30. This one, you realize I write a TH because your answer is not 30. If you say 30 minus something, then you got wrong. Okay, because 30 means you need to go to the 30 from your cumulative frequency exit here, and then you need to find the value at the x-axis. So over here, maybe I will call it answer 1, the first answer. And then I want to know Q1. Q1 is, this is Q3. So Q1 basically is 1 over 4 multiplied n. So later you solve it, 1 over 4 times 40, you will get 10, which is TH also. Then I will go to the 10 here to see what is my answer at the x-axis here. This is my answer 2. So in order to find this one, I will need to take my answer 1 minus my answer 2. Then I can easily get my interquartile range. Alright, so it's the Q3 and Q1 will change depend on your total frequency. If the total frequency is something else, then it will change to the some other number. Let's say if your total frequency is 100, then your Q3 is 75, Q1 is 25. Alright, you just follow this one. You should be able to get this one easily. Alright, then I will skip this drawing I say just now. Then I will go to the Earth. Alright, let's do about Earth. Then we can end this live streaming earlier so that you can go study for your BM paper. Alright, okay, we have PQR is a 3 point which lie on the surface of the Earth. So PQ is the diameter of the common parallel latitudes. So we know common parallel latitude means what? Means they have the same latitude value. So therefore I can get my Q easily because common parallel latitude, P latitude is 30n. Copy back the 30n. Alright, then because it is diameter, the angle between them must be 180. So how to find my longitude is very easy. Use the 180 minus my P longitudes. And then change the sign. The sign from W change to E. Because sign W stands for west, right? Change to E. So therefore your Q location is just 30N and 155 E. Done. Okay. Then the next one is R will lie 2,400 nautical miles due north of Q. So if this one is Q here, then the R will be actually due north, right? So R actually lies 2,400 nautical miles due north of Q. Due north over here is a very important keyword. This keyword actually tell you what? This keyword actually tell you due north means that both of them will have the same longitude. Because they must be same longitude, then only you can due north. Or else you need to actually adjust like different angle. Due north means 180 degrees, right? That means both of them must have the same longitude. So therefore, the longitudes, I will just copy back the Q longitude, which is 155E. And my latitudes, right? We know we can convert the distance into the angle because we have the formula distance equals to theta times 60, right? This one for us to move north and south. This is a formula to move between north and south. So therefore, I can find the angle easily by using this formula. 2,400 equals to theta times 60. So my theta will become 2,400 divided by 60. Theta is 40 degrees. That means I'm going to move 60 degrees to the north. Imagine the latitudes for Q is 30n. If 30n, I move 1 degree go up is 31n. I move 2 degree go up is 32n. So therefore I move 40 degree. Obviously, this one over here will be 70n. So this is 70n. Alright, but this question they only ask about latitudes of R. That means I do not need to write the whole coordinate. But I will always prefer to write down my coordinates, which they call location, because easier for me to do later. So therefore, I will just write the working something like this. 30 plus 40 n. So equals to 70n latitude. Alright, so yep, so this is how we actually get the latitude. Definitely you need to show how you get the 40 lah. You need to show this formula. Alright, this equation. Alright, calculate the shorter distance in nautical mile from R to P measure along the surface of the Earth. So you should know whenever you see shorter distance, that means the aeroplane actually need to travel through the north and south only. You cannot travel through the east and west. Okay, this is how we get the shorter distance. Alright, and shorter distance, another very important thing is normally you want to travel like north to south, right? The relationship between two coordinates, right, most of the time must be 180 degrees between them, which is like the relationship of the diameter. So therefore, okay, let me just draw out this semicircle here. So we have a semicircle like this, and then we have our diameter P and Q. So this is center of the Earth. So let's say P is here because it's 30 right? So it's 30 degrees. And my Q is here because they are diameter, right? So they are 180 degrees are among them. So it's diameter like that. But the question not asking about P to Q. They ask about P to R. And R actually will be just 70. R will be just 70 north, right? That means if this is equator 0, let's say this is equator, so that means basically from equator you're going up 70 degrees, right? So okay, so I will change this one to 70 degrees. So right now I want to travel from P to R because I want to use the shorter distance. So I will travel through the north pole over there to actually from P I will go to the R here. Definitely use back the formula because travel north to south we use this formula, isn't it? So D equals to, I want to know the angle between here. You should know 180 for the straight line, right? So this one is 80 degrees. So it's 80 multiplied 60. So it's 4,800 nautical mile. Alright, just like that. It shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, then an aeroplane actually took off from R and flew due south to Q. Now he from R here, then he fly to the Q. Then he flew due west to P. Then he will flew due west to P. So the total time taken for the whole flight is 13 hours 42 minutes. They want to know about the average speed. So first thing is I want to know the total distance first. So from Q to R, we actually have already. Because Q to R is 2,400 nautical miles. This one we have already. But from P to Q, actually we do not know. But I can check the location here. P to Q, they have the same latitude. They fly from 25 west to 155 east. And we know the angle between them is 180, right? Because they are the so-called diameter. So right now, this one, because you fly left and right, the distance formula is theta times 60 times cos alpha. Alright, so therefore, we know the angle here is 180 degrees. Multiply 60, multiply cos. What is the alpha here? Alpha will be their common latitude, which is 30 north, right? So 30. Alright, this is how actually I get the distance for them. So then I will just use the calculator to solve this part. Make sure calculator in degree, alright? So it's 9353.07 nautical mile. Alright, so we know the average speed is equals to distance over time. So therefore, we have the distance, right? 2400 plus 9353.07 over the time. When I do this kind of question, right, time I do not want to leave it into the minute form. So I will change the minutes, 42 minutes, I will change it to the hours. So it's easier for us to do. So I do 42 divided by 60. 42 divided by 60, I will get 0.7. So this is 13.7 hours after I simplify. So divide by 13.7. Then I should be able to get my average speed by type everything into my calculator. Plus this one, 0.7. Alright, divided by 13.7. So my average speed is 857.89. Cannot. Okay, cannot basically is the unit they use for the speed of the aeroplane. Alright, so basically this is how we do the Earth questions, and yes, we have done. So let me stop my screen recording first. After this end, I need to review this video again to review the past questions. Yeah, you can always review after the video end. So, yep, is there anything you want to ask? Yeah, we have about 30 students here. So, alright, so I will do another live streaming for modern math on Wednesday night, which is one day before your math exam. So I still thinking like which paper I want to choose. Because paper 2, I checked the Selangor. Because a lot of you suggest about Selangor. I checked about Selangor, it's not that hard also. Some suggest Johor. I checked the Johor, also still okay. But I will try to check out the SBP. Yeah, I will try to see which paper is harder. Then I will choose that paper and live stream on the Wednesday night. Alright, I guess, yeah, tomorrow night I don't think so because I teach until 9 p.m. outside here. I reach here is about 10. So I don't think you want to do 10 to 12, right? So yeah, most likely I will just do on Wednesday night. So yeah, you guys should rest early. Tomorrow you have BM exam. I guess that's all for tonight. Thanks for participating and good night, guys. See you guys around here. Bye bye.